Hello, Daniela. Hello, Camila. How are you doing? How are you today? I'm just gonna plug my computer in for a second.
Hello, teacher.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? Are you having a good Thursday?
Hi, teacher.
Hello, everyone. How are you, Andres?
Hello, teacher.
Hello, Gabriela. Hello, Melanie. Okay, guys. Let's begin then, all right? Okay, so we were doing a little bit of listening yesterday. Let's continue doing that, okay? All right, so let's get right into business. Let me just get this ready for you, and there we go. Okay, guys. So yesterday, we listened to the first conversation, right? And as you probably remember, we were checking some issues, social issues, right? So first you had to select what the issue was, then what were the opinions for and the opinions against that particular issue, right? Remember, opinions for means opinions in favor, okay? So opinions for, are you for this? It means, are you in favor of this? All right, a favor, right? Opinions for. And of course, opinions against, opiniones en contra. Just in case, solo por si acaso. I'm not saying you have done this, but just in case. Don't confuse again and against, okay? What is the meaning of again? And what is the meaning of against? First of all, what is the meaning of again?
Otra vez.
Otra vez. Otra vez, de nuevo, nuevamente, que vienen a hacer todos lo mismo, básicamente, ¿no es cierto? So that's right, again. And what is the meaning of against? En contra. That's right. Have you ever heard a band that is called Rage Against the Machine? No?
No.
Well, it's a very popular rock band, hard rock band, alternative rock and all that, and they are very, very political. So Rage Against the Machine, it would be like Furia contra la máquina, no? Referring to the system and everything, right? Okay, good. Now, so remember, we were checking the social issues, opinions for and opinions against. Let's listen to the first one again. We already did this yesterday, but it's always good to practice a little bit more listening, okay? So let's listen to the first one again, which we already did yesterday.
Page 104, Exercise 11, Listening.
Can you hear the audio?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. All right. Does it sound good? I think so, yeah.
Let's face it. Part A. Listen to people give their opinions about issues in the news. What issues are they talking about? 1.
Wow, that documentary about animals and entertainment was a little hard to watch. I mean, I love watching animals do tricks at amusement parks and circuses, but I had no idea how much they can suffer.
Yeah, some of those animals are kept in horrible conditions. That's just not right. Then they're punished and abused if they don't do what they're supposed to. And the only benefit is that the owners are making money. In most cases, they're not trying to improve the animals' living conditions. If it weren't for those animals, they wouldn't make any of that money.
I know, it's awful, isn't it? But I feel like some places have the right idea, too. They use the animals for entertainment, but they make sure the animals are taken care of. And they use part of the profits to rescue other animals and do research. Research, rescue, and protection of the animals. That seems more acceptable, doesn't it?
I guess. But how do we make sure that all places are acting responsibly and doing those things? I still think that animals should be in their natural habitats, not in some small space so they can help humans make money. It's just not natural.
All right. Let's listen to this again, but let's use the script as well this time, okay? Let's use the script, el guión. Let's use it.
Page
And let's read, please. But please pay attention. This is very helpful, okay?
104. Exercise 11. Listening. Let's face it. Part A. Listen to people give their opinions about issues in the news. What issues are they talking about? 1.
Wow, that documentary about animals and entertainment was a little hard to watch. I mean, I love watching animals do tricks at amusement parks and circuses, but I had no idea how much they can suffer.
Yeah, some of those animals are kept in horrible conditions. That's just not right. Then they're punished and abused if they don't do what they're supposed to. And the only benefit is that the owners are making money. In most cases, they're not trying to improve the animals' living conditions. If it weren't for those animals, they wouldn't make any of that money.
I know, it's awful, isn't it? But
What is the meaning of these words? Awful. What is awful?
Desagradable.
Sí, desagradable, intensamente, como horrible, ¿no? Awful, horrible, ¿sí? Awful, that's right. And notice the pronunciation, right? We have an A and a W, so the sound is O. No harán sonar la U en este caso. Ya sé que en inglés con muchísima frecuencia la W suena como U, pero aquí no debe sonar U. Esto es como si fuera una O. Awful. Okay, let's repeat. Awful. Everybody, let's repeat. Yes. Awesome. Very good. Good, good. Awful. Very good. Very good. Okay, so I know it's awful.
I know, it's awful, isn't it? But
And there you have a tag question, right? Es horrible, ¿verdad? It's awful, isn't it?
I feel like some places have the right idea, too. They use the animals for entertainment, but they make sure the animals are taken care of, and they use part of the profits to rescue other animals and do research.
What is the meaning of profits? Remember this? Anybody?
Ganancias.
Yep, that's right. Very good.
They use the animals for entertainment, but they make sure the animals are taken care of, and they use part of the profits to rescue other animals and do research.
And what is research?
Investigación.
That's right. That's right. And remember, yes, correct. Investigación. And yesterday we saw the difference between research and investigation. Would you tell me that back? What is the difference between research and investigation? Anybody?
Investigation is for legal action, and research is for science.
Exactly. Very good. Awesome. 1,000 points for you. Very good. Yes. Research is for science. That's right. And investigation is for legal issues, for crimes and things like that. Very good. Awesome.
Research, rescue, and protection of the animals. That seems more acceptable, doesn't it?
I guess. But how do we make sure that all places are acting responsibly and doing those things? I still think that animals should be in their natural habitats, not in some small space so they can help humans make money. It's just not natural.
All right. And after all of that, let's listen to it yet again. Una vez más. All right.
About animals and entertainment was a little hard.
Page 1, Part A. What issues are they talking about? 1,
Wow, that documentary about animals and entertainment was a little hard to watch. I mean, I love watching animals do tricks at amusement parks and circuses, but I had no idea how much they can suffer.
Yeah, some of those animals are kept in horrible conditions. That's just not right. Then they're punished and abused if they don't do what they're supposed to. And the only benefit is that the owners are making money. In most cases, they're not trying to improve the animals' living conditions. If it weren't for those animals, they wouldn't make any of that money.
I know, it's awful, isn't it? But I feel like some places have the right idea, too. They use the animals for entertainment, but they make sure the animals are taken care of, and they use part of the profits to rescue other animals and do research. Research, rescue, and protection of the animals. That seems more acceptable, doesn't it?
I guess. But how do we make sure that all places are acting responsibly and doing those things? I still think that animals should be in their natural habitats, not in some small space so they can help humans make money. It's just not natural.
All right, okie dokie. Now let's listen to the second conversation, okay? So please remember, tell me what the issue is and what are the opinions for it and the opinions against it, okay? Are you ready? Let's do it.
2,
I just read in the paper that a supercenter is going to open just 5 minutes outside of town.
A supercenter? Like a drugstore, supermarket, and discount store all combined into one?
Exactly. I think it's great. The products are cheaper, and it will provide a lot of jobs for the community.
I agree that the products are cheaper, and it does create jobs, but what about the smaller, family-owned stores in town? All those small markets and clothing stores and pharmacies will now have to compete with this supercenter. And a lot of those smaller businesses will lose a lot of money because, let's face it, they can't compete.
I guess I hadn't thought about the impact on the small businesses in town.
And not only that, but I think we'll lose a lot of variety. If these smaller businesses start losing money, they will either close down or start limiting their products. Then we'll have fewer choices when we go shopping.
Yeah, I guess big companies aren't always good for small businesses, are they?
All right, very good. Now, one more time.
Not in some small space, so
2,
I just read in the paper that a supercenter is going to open just 5 minutes outside of town.
A supercenter? Like a drugstore, supermarket, and discount store all combined into one?
Exactly. I think it's great. The products are cheaper, and it will provide a lot of jobs for the community.
I agree that the products are cheaper, and it does create jobs, but what about the smaller, family-owned stores in town? All those small markets and clothing stores and pharmacies will now have to compete with this supercenter. And a lot of those smaller businesses will lose a lot of money because, let's face it, they can't compete.
I guess I hadn't thought about the impact on the small businesses in town.
And not only that, but I think we'll lose a lot of variety. If these smaller businesses start losing money, they will either close down or start limiting their products. Then we'll have fewer choices when we go shopping.
Yeah, I guess big companies aren't always good for small businesses, are they?
All right. So raise your hands, please. Raise your hands, your virtual hands before you answer. And tell me, what is the issue in this case? In number 2, what is the issue? Anybody? Raise your hands, please. Anybody? What is the issue in this case? Yes, Daniela.
The issue is the super centers.
Yeah, that's right. They're gonna open a super center. That's right. It's like kind of like a mall. Se parece un mall, no? That's right. It's a super center that is gonna be there. That's right. That's right. Very good. That is the the issue. Thank you, Daniela. Very good. And now for everybody again, raise your hands. What are the opinions for and the opinions against it? Raise your hands, please, and tell me. Yes, Adriana, please.
The products are going to be cheaper. They will create jobs for a lot of people.
That's right. Very good. Those are the opinions for it. Those are the opinions for it. Very good, Adriana. And now, who would like to tell me the opinions against it? Raise your hands again. Sophia, I think you wanted to talk. I don't know. And what are the opinions against it? Anybody, raise your hands.
Yes, teacher.
Please.
Smaller business can compete with the super centers. Yes.
Exactly, that's right. Smaller businesses can't compete with the super centers, right? So it's kind of like what happens here, right? Like, for example, un gran aquí, o llamado super aquí en realidad, just opened downtown, abrió por el centro, ¿no? And yes, it is very convenient for a lot of people there. It is. And it opens more job positions and everything. That is right. But a lot of smaller stores around the place do suffer. Pero sí sufren un tanto las tiendas de barrio que están en los alrededores un poco, ¿cierto? That's right. So kind of like the same thing happens here. Very good. Thank you, Sophia. Awesome. Now let's hear it again. This time, let's also read. Okay, let's hear again and read. Let me see, I think it was in 106 or something like that. But as I've told you before, it's really hard to select the precise point in order to play these audios, right?
The animals for entertainment, research, rescue.
Sure that all places are that can help humans make money. Read in the paper that a super center is
Store, store, super.
Sorry.
I feel like some place.
Sure that all places are acting. It's just not natural.
Okay, I think there we go.
2.
136.
I just read in the.
So now let's use the script, okay? Okay.
I just read in the paper that a super center is going to open just 5 minutes outside of town.
Now, in this context, what is the meaning of paper in this context? Come on, guys. In this context, what is the meaning of paper?
Periódico.
Yep, that's right. Very good.
I just read in the paper that a super center is going to open just 5 minutes outside of town.
¿Notaron cómo pronunció el going to? ¿Cómo pronunció el going to? Listen again.
I just read in the paper that a super center is going to open just.
How did he pronounce going to?
Gonna.
Gonna. That's right. So that's very typical, as you see, right? As I've said before, it's better if you don't write it that way, but pronouncing it that way is not weird at all. It's very common and normal, okay?
I just read in the paper that a super center is going to open just 5 minutes outside of town.
A super center? Like a drugstore, supermarket, and discount store all combined into one?
What is a drugstore? What is a drugstore?
Farmacia.
Una farmacia, ¿no? Farmacia, droguería, una tienda de drogas, literalmente, ¿no? Drogas legales, por supuesto. But yeah, that's right, una farmacia.
A super center? Like a drugstore, supermarket, and discount store all combined into one?
Exactly. I think it's great. The products are cheaper, and it will provide a lot of jobs for the community.
I agree that the products are cheaper.
Noten algo, I agree. Un error que mucha gente comete, no digo que lo hayan cometido ustedes, pero por si acaso, es decir, I'm agree, metiéndole un to be ahí. Claro, porque en español diríamos estoy de acuerdo. ¿Y cómo se dice estoy en inglés? I'm o I am, pues no es cierto. Pero en inglés no, en inglés agree es directamente el verbo, estar de acuerdo. ¿Sí? No necesita el estar el be en inglés, ¿no? Entonces no se dice I am agree o I'm agree, sino solo I agree. No le meterán un be ahí, un apóstrofe M ni un am, solamente así, I agree, just in case, ¿ok?
I agree that the products are cheaper and it does create jobs, but
Noten, esto es algo que ya les había dicho alguna vez. En una frase afirmativa,
I agree that the
en una
products
frase afirmativa, normalmente no usamos el do o el does, solo, o el did si fuera en pasado, solo diríamos it creates jobs. Con ese aquí, ¿no es cierto? Ese create. It creates jobs, crea trabajos. Pero ¿por qué le meto al das? Es para enfatizar, para decir, y sí crea trabajos. Como cuando en español metiéramos un sí dentro de la frase afirmativa. Por ejemplo, qué sé yo, no sé, este viernes sí tenemos clases. Podría decir solo, este viernes tenemos clases, we have classes this Friday, pero si quiero enfatizar como para estar seguro, porque a lo mejor alguien dijo ahí que no había o algo, no, este viernes sí tenemos clases, this Friday we do have classes. Entonces solo metemos do, does, did en oraciones afirmativas cuando queramos dar ese énfasis que en español lo haríamos con la palabra sí, pero en inglés no yes, pues no, sino do, does o did si es que fuera en pasado, ¿no? So it does create jobs. Nuevamente, normalmente solo diría it creates jobs, crea trabajos, pero si digo it does create jobs, sí crea trabajos, ¿ok?
I agree that the products are cheaper and it does create jobs, but what about the smaller family-owned stores in town? All those small markets and clothing stores and pharmacies will now have to compete with this supercenter. And a lot of those smaller businesses will lose a lot of money because, let's face it, they can't compete.
I guess I hadn't thought
Just like Sophia said, right?
about the impact on the small businesses in town.
Would you translate all these sentences? Can you translate all these sentences into Spanish? I guess I hadn't, raise your hands, please, okay? I guess I hadn't thought about the impact on the small businesses in town. Try to say that in Spanish, but raise your hands, please. Anybody? Yes, Adriana, please.
Como creo que no había pensado sobre el impacto que iba a tener en los pequeños negocios de la ciudad.
Exactamente, perfecto. That's right. I couldn't have said it better myself. Excellent, Adriana. Yes. Exactly. Okay, let's continue now.
I guess I hadn't thought about the impact on the small businesses in town.
And not only that, but I think we'll lose a lot of variety.
Y
If
ese es
these smaller
otro problema también, ¿no? I think we'll lose a lot of variety.
businesses start losing money, they will either close down or start limiting their products. Then we'll have fewer choices when we go shopping.
What is the meaning of this word? Fewer. What is fewer? You don't need to raise your hands now. You don't need to raise your hands now. Just tell me. Do you know what is the meaning of fewer?
Menos.
Menos. That's right. Very good, Tatiana. Exactly. And what is the difference? You've studied this in previous courses, but it's always good to remember a few things like this, okay? What is the difference between, let me type it over here, okay? What is the difference between less and fewer? Yes, because they both mean menos, right? Less, ustedes saben, less, menos, and fewer, menos. What is the difference between less and fewer? When do we use less and when do we use fewer? Do you know? Anybody?
Maybe with countable and uncountable.
Exactly, that's right, like Katrina says, yes. Less is for uncountable nouns, right? For example, menos azúcar, azúcar incontable, ¿no es cierto? Less sugar, menos tiempo, el tiempo también es incontable, ¿sí? Ustedes dirán, ¿el tiempo incontable? Sí, la palabra tiempo es incontable. La palabra minuto, la palabra segundo, la palabra día son contables. 2 días, 10 segundos, 20 días, pero tiempo, la palabra tiempo no se considera contable, salvo tal vez en uno que otro contexto, como en los buenos tiempos, cosas así, pero es poco frecuente, ¿no? So, less sugar, less water, less time, less effort, menos para incontables. And yes, very good. Like Katrina says, fewer, menos para contables, right? For example, how do you say menos carros? Menos carros.
Fewer cars.
Fewer cars, exacto. No se dice less cars, sino fewer cars. Aunque inclusive a veces algunos nativohablantes, sobre todo niños, suelen cometer un poco de errores entre less y fewer. Pero sí, esa es la cosa, ¿no? All right, very good. So then we'll have fewer choices. Tendremos menos opciones, menos elecciones, ¿no? Que son contables, pues, ¿no? We'll have fewer choices when we go shopping. Very good.
Then we'll have fewer choices when we go shopping.
Yeah, I guess big companies aren't always good for small businesses, are they?
That's right, very good. Okay, great. So that was the thing. Now let's listen to it one more time, one last time. No script this time, no text, just the audio, okay? I think it was started on 136. Let me see if I can get it. Well, close enough.
I read in the paper that a super center is going to open just 5 minutes outside of town.
A supercenter? Like a drugstore, supermarket, and discount store all combined into one?
Do you remember at the beginning of the course when I was showing you the differences between American and British English? There was this, one of the differences was that the British always pronounce the T, like very, very marked. Siempre marcan la T mucho los británicos, ¿no? Entonces ellos, por ejemplo, dicen Santa, Santa, ¿sí? Super Santa, ¿no es cierto? Pero los de Estados Unidos, Americans, they tend to drop the T after the letter N. Tienden a no pronunciar la T después de una N. Por ejemplo, internet, para un británico, internet. Para un gringo, internet, ¿no es cierto? Para un británico, interview. For an American, interview, interview. And also this, centro. For a British person, center. For an American, center, center, no? And therefore, super center, okay? That is the thing.
Exactly. I think it's great. The products are cheaper, and it will provide a lot of jobs for the community.
I agree that the products are cheaper and it does create jobs, but what about the smaller family-owned stores in town? All those small markets and clothing stores and pharmacies will now have to compete with this supercenter. And a lot of those smaller businesses will lose a lot of money because, let's face it, they can't compete.
I guess I hadn't
Let's face it, they can't compete. Afrontémoslo, admitámoslo, encarémoslo. Let's face it, they can't compete.
thought about the impact on the small businesses in town.
And not only that, but I think we'll lose a lot of variety. If these smaller businesses start losing money, they will either close down or start limiting their products. Then we'll have fewer choices when we go shopping.
Yeah, I guess big companies aren't always good for small businesses, are they?
Are they? Tag question, right? I guess big companies aren't always good for small businesses. Are they? Okay, very good. Good, guys. So some listening there. Now, let's do this reading in this part, okay? Let's have a little bit of reading. That's plagiarism. Let me just erase these again and other things so that you can see better, okay? Okay. Also less and fewer. Okay, there we go. So let's take a look at this. That's plagiarism. How do you say plagiarism in Spanish? Any idea?
Plagio.
Plagio. That's right. And you know, when it comes to plagiarism, there are a lot of things to consider. Alguna vez yo era capacitador para Pearson Longman durante un tiempo, justamente para los profesores de colegios y escuelas que tenían que tener el B2, ¿cierto? Y muchos en el país no lo tenían y no lo tienen en realidad, ¿sí? Entonces necesitaban el B2. O sea, sí, mucha gente se gradúa de licenciados de inglés, pero aún así no tienen ese nivel. Es algo que pasa, ¿no? Entonces, en ese caso, un problema que solían tener es que no captaban muy bien cuándo era plagio, a pesar de que eran profesores de colegio y de escuela, ¿no? Entonces, algún alumno me dijo alguna vez, everything is a sort of plagiarism though. Todo es en alguna medida plagio. Nothing is completely original. Nada es completamente original. Así es, eso es cierto. Pero, de todas maneras, creo que hay una diferencia muy grande entre, por ejemplo, yo coger y escribir un propio texto que yo escriba y solamente hacer copy-paste de lo que escribió alguien más, ¿no? Por supuesto que lo que yo escriba estará basado en lo que conozco y en gran medida en las ideas de alguien más y bla, 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 ¿no es cierto? O qué sé yo, pues un artista compone una canción, dicen nada hay nuevo bajo el sol. Lo que él componga de ley tiene muchos elementos de lo que ya ha oído antes. Nadie es absolutamente original. Pero, para anyway, pero hay una diferencia grande entre eso y hacer una calca de algo más, pues, ¿no es cierto? So, plagiarism. And this is the reason why, for example, when you present your thesis and everything, you have to be very careful not to plagiarize. Y también les he dicho a ustedes en los deberes, en los trabajos que entreguen, por favor que no sean plagios. ¿Se acuerdan que les decía eso desde el comienzo del ciclo? O sea, si veía algo bajado de internet, copiado tal cual, pues desgraciadamente tenía que decirles, esto es plagio, por ende tienen 0 en esto, porque eso sí no es admisible, ¿no es cierto? Inclusive es sujeto a castigo legal, ¿no es cierto? Es ilegal el plagio y pueden meterse en problemas legales incluso por ese lado. Lo cual está bien en realidad, porque no debería hacerse. Anyway, that's plagiarism. Sin embargo, con eso en mente, with that in mind, que no podemos solo copiar y plantear como que lo hemos dicho nosotros, inclusive a veces en el buen sentido. Cojo algo que estaba escrito en una parte y yo le copio y no he sabido que estaba mal hacerlo. No, si voy a poner literalmente lo que ha dicho alguien más, pues tengo que ponerlo entre comillas y citar, ¿no es cierto? Citar la fuente. En tal libro, tal página, tal autor, dice esto, y lo pongo entre comillas, si es que es una cita textual. If it is an absolute citation, quotation, right? If it is a quotation, then you put it in quotation marks, en las comillas. Las comillas se llaman quotations in English, ¿ok? Y quote, aunque suena a cuota, pero es una cita. Es gracioso, hace años con los albores de Facebook a uno le ponían citas favoritas y mucha gente ponía en la playa, en el atardecer, ¿no? No, citas favoritas, cosas como qué dijo Nietzsche, qué dijo Gabriel García Márquez, cosas así, ¿no? But anyway, I saw that example. So, quotes son citas. ¿Qué ha dicho alguien más? ¿Se les ocurre alguna cita famosa? Can you think of any famous quote right now? O sea, alguna frase famosa que haya dicho alguien más y uno al decirle la cita, ¿no? No es original de uno.
Las religiones del opio de los...
Ajá, la religión es el opio del pueblo. That's right, very good. Do you know who said that?
creo que es Nietzsche.
Yeah, that's right. Uh-huh. I think it was Nietzsche. Uh-huh. Or was it? I think so. Yeah, that's right. Correct. So yeah, that's right. Uh-huh, that's right. And he has another very famous one that is without music, life would be a mistake. Sin música la vida sería un error, also by him, right? So yeah, that's right. And I think it was Stalin who said, what doesn't kill me makes me stronger. Lo que no me mata me hace más fuerte, ¿no? Aunque no es tan cierto. But anyway, right? Or I don't know, things like that. Those are famous quotes by people, right? Famous quotes by people. And remember that if you're going to quote what somebody else said, you have to put it in quotation marks and also include who said it, right? Y así no sea una cita textual. Incluso si ustedes están parafraseando a alguien, o sea, diciendo lo que dijo esa persona, pero en sus propias palabras, dentro de un párrafo o lo que sea, ahí ya no se pone entre comillas, ¿no es cierto? Pero sí tienen que poner la cita, poner la fuente, ¿sí? Eso es importante cuando ustedes escriban, ¿sí? Ahora, claro, muchas de las cosas que yo este ciclo les he mandado a escribir, porque es lo que estaban dentro del sílabo, pues eran sus propios criterios y opiniones al respecto de muchas cosas, ¿no? Entonces no era tan necesario citar fuentes. Sí les decía, lean un poco, pueden guiarse porque era el objetivo, pero de todas maneras no están haciendo ustedes un trabajo de investigación en el que estén tomando fuentes para escribirlo, ¿no? Excepto tal vez en la biografía, pero bueno, no les advertí que pongan fuentes, entonces no se estresen de eso, pero normalmente sí se debería, ¿sí? Usually you should, all right? Usually you should. Anyway, having said all that, habiendo dicho todo eso, that's plagiarism. Let's read it, okay? Let's read this text. Let me just put it here. And the text is, that's plagiarism? Pregunta, ¿no? ¿Eso es plagio? Right, let me see. Ajá, casi le puedo meter en el espacio, pero por un poquito no. Let me see. I can make it full screen. No, unfortunately, I can't. La desgracia no me da mucho el chance. Let me see if I can get it here. Okay, I think, yeah, everything is there. Okay, solo se come un poquito de la línea de abajo y de la de arriba, pero solo una nadita. So I think you can read it there. Okay, so let's read this. Okay, for the next 10 minutes, let's read this carefully. Okay, if you have any questions about vocabulary or expressions or things like that, please don't hesitate to ask me. Okay. Remember, if you have any questions about vocabulary or anything else, don't hesitate to ask me, okay? Okay, guys. So now let's answer a few of these questions. Let's do this exercise, okay? Now, I also sent the text to the WhatsApp group, okay? So if you couldn't finish reading or if you need to read back, please go there, okay? I sent it to the WhatsApp group, okay? Now, let's do this. Read the article, then answer the questions, okay? So, what is the author's main purpose in writing the piece? What might be easy to commit? Why might it be easy to commit plagiarism by accident? What questions should you ask yourself in order to avoid plagiarism? ¿Se acuerdan el in order to? In order to avoid plagiarism. And what is the meaning of avoid?
Evitar.
Evitar. That's right. Now, in the first one, in writing the piece, la pieza, ¿no es cierto? Pero típicamente, si yo voy a escribir un artículo, un ensayo, un deber, ¿sí? A eso se le suele llamar the writing piece, ¿no es cierto? Escribir esta pieza, el artículo, el ensayo, el trabajo, la investigación, lo que sea. All right, very good. So now, think about this. What is the author's main purpose in writing the piece? Think about it. If you need to reread a little bit, do it. All right. So let's see. What do you think about this one? What is the author's main purpose in writing the piece? Raise your hands, please. Raise your hand if you think you have the answer. If you are not right, don't feel bad about it. Adriana, please.
Raise awareness about plagiarism.
Yeah, raise awareness about plagiarism. Awesome. An awesome way to put it. I really like that sentence. Very good. Raise awareness. Awareness about plagiarism. Sorry, plagiarism. Entonces, crear conciencia, ¿no? Literalmente esta frase que muy bien aplicó Adriana en este caso es como, literalmente sería levantar conciencia, raise, ¿no? Pero claro, en español diríamos crear conciencia acerca del plagio, ¿no? Because not a lot of people know about it and they don't think they're doing anything wrong, but it is wrong. It is even punishable by law. Inclusive es punicible por ley, ¿no? Se puede castigar por ley. That's right. Very good. All right, awesome. Let's see what the book answer is. Veamos qué respuesta nos da el libro, aunque para mí esta ya está más que perfecta. To explain what plagiarism is and how it can happen and how to avoid it. Yeah, of course. Explicar qué es el plagio, cómo puede ocurrir y cómo evitarlo. En otras palabras, lo que dijo Adriana, crear conciencia sobre lo que es el plagio. Correcto. Very good, Adriana. Thank you. Now, what might, let's put this over here. It was very good. What might be, I'm sorry, why might it be easy to commit plagiarism by accident? Raise your hands, please. Does anybody have an answer for this one? Raise your hands. Think about it for a moment. Yes, Mateo, please.
Okay, because there are too many sources
of information.
Yeah, there are too many sources of information and you can find them easily, right? And you might think that they are your own when they really aren't, right? Okay, and it's so easy to get them. So yeah, that's right. Let's see what the book says. Yes, because exactly what Mateo said, because so much material is available and it is not always clear who wrote it. Yes, thank you, Mateo. Very good. Entonces hay tanto material disponible y no siempre está claro quién lo escribió, ¿no? And so yeah, in other words, what Mateo said, right? Uh-huh. Too much available material. Uh-huh. And we don't always know who wrote it. Y no siempre sabemos quién lo escribió. Who wrote it. Mhm. So that would be the thing. All right, good. Now, think about the third one. What question should you ask yourself in order to avoid plagiarism? Yes, Camila, please.
Are all these of my own words?
Yeah, that's right. Are these my own words? Awesome. Let's see what the book says. Let's see the answer that the book provides. Mhm. Exactly. Are all of these my words my own? These or what Camila said? In other words, are these my own words? Son mis propias palabras, ¿no es cierto? Are these my own words? Ahora, aunque el artículo no lo diga, pero inclusive si escriben algo en sus propias palabras, ¿no es cierto? Pero la información no es una idea original de ustedes, digámoslo así, sino están citando lo que alguien más ha dicho. Está, mejor dicho, no citando, sino están basándose en lo que han leído de que alguien más ha dicho en algún libro o alguna cosa, que de hecho es lo que les va a tocar hacer. Por ejemplo, seguramente ya les habrá tocado muchas veces hacer investigaciones, escribir ensayos al respecto de esas investigaciones. Bueno, varía también de carrera a carrera, ¿no? Pero cuando escriban su tesis, por ejemplo, de ley a todos les va a tocar, ¿sí? Entonces, very good, Camila, that's right. Are these my own words? Ahora, sin embargo, nuevamente, por más que sean sus propias palabras, si es que las ideas, si es que el material, si es que el contenido se basa en lo que ha dicho alguien más, en lo que leyeron de otro lado, pues igual tendrían que citar la fuente, ¿no? Poner la fuente. Ya no ponerlo entre comillas porque no es una cita textual, pero sí citar las fuentes de las cuales están tomando esa información. Aunque el artículo no lo diga, pero les planteo así es. So, seguramente ya lo sabían también, but just in case, right? Just in case. Como digo, a veces pasa, les he dicho hasta mis alumnos que eran profes de colegio y de escuela, muchas veces cometieron plagio sin darse cuenta, ¿no? Entonces a todo mundo le puede pasar, ¿sí? Right? O no tanto sin darse cuenta, pero tal vez no estaban muy conscientes de que eso no estaba bien que lo hagan, ¿sí? Y tampoco, y a veces yendo a lo más práctico, a veces tampoco están conscientes de lo fácil que es para el profesor darse cuenta. Por ejemplo, cuando ustedes escriben un trabajo, a veces yo noto cuando está escrito en sus propias palabras o cuando se siente muy, a veces me pasa, ¿no? Que soy un chico de intermedio 1 y hace un ensayo, pero que parece escrito por Charles Dickens, ¿sí? Entonces me da un poco la idea, ¿será? Y basta con hacer antes era mucho más difícil constatar un plagio, pero hoy por hoy basta con googlear un poquito y si es que es un plagio, yo también de ley encuentro la fuente de la cual él o ella copió, pues, ¿no es cierto? Entonces, hoy por hoy, para los profesores también es súper fácil darse cuenta de un plagio. Más que todo, es súper fácil constatar un plagio, ¿sí? Es mucho más fácil probar que así fue, right? So, that's something you have to be careful. Very good, guys. Awesome answers. Now, in these last minutes, let's do these other questions, all right? So, look at the following situations. Do you think they are describing plagiarism or not? If they are, do you think it was accidental or intentional? Okay, so this is interesting. This is interesting. Based on the information you got from the article, based on the information you got from the article, let's take a look at this. So number one, Stacy, that's a very typical girl's name in English. Stacy, but it can also be a man's name as well. All right, so Stacy copied a paragraph from a travel website and pasted it into her essay about Aruba. Essay. What is the meaning of essay?
Ensayo.
Yes, that's right, correct. Ahora, si ustedes hablan de ensayo en el sentido de, qué sé yo, tienen una obra de teatro o son músicos o músicas y se van a presentar, en ese caso, ensayo, o incluso para una presentación de la universidad, si van a ensayar eso, en ese caso ensayo es rehearsal, ¿no? Pero sí, el típico ensayo académico, literario, etcétera, eso es essay. Very good. So, Stacy copied a paragraph from a travel website and pasted it into her essay about Aruba. She put it into quotation marks. What are quotation marks? Or how do you say quotation marks in Spanish?
Comillas.
Comillas, that's right. Quotation marks, comillas, correcto. Y en inglés suelen usarse para lo mismo que en español. A veces para dar, para indicar una palabra foránea o hacer énfasis en esa palabra. A veces también para indicar sarcasmo, se utilizan las comillas, pero sí, sobre todo para citar lo que ha dicho alguien más. So she put it into quotation marks and included the name and link for the website. So is this plagiarism?
No.
No, this isn't plagiarism, right? She's putting it into quotation marks and she's also including the source. Está incluyendo la fuente, the source. So this isn't plagiarism. That's right, very good. Now, let's see, number 2. John works for a bank. He copied a paragraph from a website. He changed some words and rearranged some of the sentences. Rearranged, reacomodó some of the sentences. He did not indicate where it came from. He used it in a brochure for the bank. First of all, what is the meaning of brochure or brochure? What is the meaning of brochure?
Like a magazine.
Esto es como un folleto, ¿sí? Un folleto de información, sí. That's right, a brochure. Por ejemplo, antes cuando los CDs todavía la gente los consumía, tal vez algunos de ustedes lo hacen, pero poca gente no. Pero en los CDs solía venir un folletito con el cancionero y esas cosas. That's a brochure. O también hay folletos informativos que a veces justamente de los bancos o de empresas de viajes o cosas les llegan, pues, ¿no es cierto? ¿Sí? That's a brochure. Okay? So he used it in a brochure for the bank. So what do you think about number 2? Is this plagiarism or not?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Because even though he changed some words and rearranged some of the sentences, como para zafarse de tener que poner las citas, ¿no es cierto? He did not indicate where it came from. Y de todas maneras, así yo esté parafraseando, que sería en otras palabras, change some words and rearrange some of the sentences, parafrasear un poco, aún así, no está indicando la fuente. So it is still plagiarism. That's right. Very good. Now, number 3. Julie read an article. Noten cómo pronuncié read, porque estoy seguro que esto es en pasado, ¿no? Aunque se escriba igualito. So number 3. Julie read an article online and later wrote her own essay about the same subject. Some of her wording was exactly the same as the online article. Is this plagiarism? What do you think?
Yes, but accidental.
Interesting. Yeah, that's right. Accidental or intentional. That's right. So yeah, that's right. It could be accidental. But it is still plagiarism. That's right. Correct. And the fourth one, Mitch. This is a typical boy's name in English. Mitch borrowed a friend's essay to get some ideas for his own. Their teacher said that their essays were almost identical. Do you think this is plagiarism?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, probably. I mean, if their essays were almost identical, yeah. Incluso si lo han dicho medio en otras palabras, pero si el contenido, todas las ideas son casi las mismas, ¿no es cierto? Sí podríamos pensar que es un plagio, ¿no es cierto? Sobre todo si un chico le pidió al otro. Ahora, claro, tener medio para la idea, ¿sí? para medio guiarse de por dónde ir, eso se puede hacer, pero yo no voy a escribir lo mismo, pues, ¿no es cierto? No voy a plantear yo las mismas ideas que mi amigo al respecto de un tema. Incluso si uso otras palabras y otras cosas, pero si las ideas son igualitas, pues eso igual necesita citación. Si, por ejemplo, no citación, sí, bueno, sí, necesita citar las fuentes, ¿no? No poner la cita textual, quiero decir, no entre comillas, pero sí poner de dónde tomé esto, ¿no? Y obviamente, al mandar un deber, sí, si el profesor les manda a escribir un ensayo, ahí no van a citarle a su amigo, pues, ¿no es cierto? O sea, la idea es que hagan ustedes mismos, pero lo que sí podrían hacer es leer distintas fuentes, no cogerme, no robarme las ideas para mi ensayo, ¿no es cierto? No poner igualito que lo que ha puesto alguien más, pero leer de distintas fuentes tal vez me da ideas y yo podría citarle algunas cosas, inclusive poner una que otra cita textual, entre comillas, eso también, una que otra, pues no hay que saturar de citas un ensayo o un texto porque ya no es nada mío, pero una que otra cosa que clarifica, que plantea una idea interesante o que ejemplifica muy bien lo que yo estoy queriendo decir o que está de acuerdo con lo que yo digo, pues claro, vale, muy bien. De hecho, enriquece un texto eso, poner una que otra cita textual, ¿no? Pero entre comillas y poniendo quién fue la fuente. Y así no sea textual, así yo parafraseé, igual debo poner las fuentes que he leído para basarme en el trabajo que estoy haciendo. Ahora, si no me he basado en nada, si son solo mis ideas originales, pues no necesito plantear una cita, ¿no es cierto? Pero, por ejemplo, cuando ustedes escriban su tesis de ley, van a tener que poner las fuentes que han leído, ¿sí? Right? Ya sus conclusiones, ahí no van a poner la fuente, ¿no? Esas son sus conclusiones. Pero todo el marco teórico, toda la revisión de literatura, obviamente, todo eso, y muchas otras cosas más de la metodología y bla, 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 sí va a ir necesitando que pongan las fuentes, all right? So that is the thing, guys. That is the thing, all right? Thank you very much for your attention today. That's it for today. And good news, no homework today again. And see you tomorrow. All right?
Thank you,
Teacher.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome, everybody. Goodbye, everyone.
teacher.
Goodbye,
Bye,
guys.
teacher. Thanks.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for your attention. Have a nice afternoon.